Hello traders, and welcome to the fastest way to consistent trading profits. You have myself, Simon Klein. It's June the 12th. Welcome everybody. We're going to be starting in literally 1 minute. I'm just going to say, I'll switch my webcam on so you can actually see me. This is a live broadcast, a live training session, unless of course you're watching the replay. Okay, so without distracting you any further, let's start with a quick disclaimer. And again, just type in the side in the chat area if you have any questions. Mike, who helps me run the trading room, it will be answering under my name. So if you have any questions, feel free to type there. We've muted the chat area so you can only see yourself typing and what Mike types back to you or what I type back to you, so you can concentrate on this presentation, which may be the most important presentation that you hear ever about trading. So again, hi Ed, hi Evan, hi Jim, hi Larry, hi Farah. Welcome everyone. And I know we've got people here from literally all over the world, so it's great. And let's begin. So as always, here's a picture of me speaking this year at the New York Traders Expo. And as always, a quick disclaimer, just bear in mind, all comments I make here are for educational purposes only. Just bear in mind that any trades that you take are at your own risk, and you're responsible for your trading and investment results. If I show you any results of some of my traders again, that may not be typical of all traders. I'm going to show you some of the good results, okay? And again, as you know, unless you learn the correct process, the chances of succeeding as a trader in the long term are very slim. You may go through periods of profit, and then maybe periods of losses afterwards. But if you want to become a consistently profitable trader, this is what you need to listen to. This will give you, in this, what I'm going to cover here, is going to give you the framework and the process that you need to go through step by step. I'm going to lay the framework, the foundation. I'm going to show you the step-by-step process that you go through. Okay, just a little bit about me for those who are here for the first time. I'm the CEO of TradeSmart. The website is tradesmartforex.com. I'm a professional trader. I've been trading for about 15 years now. I'm a trading coach. I've spoken at the New York Traders Expo, as you heard earlier. I have a degree in computer science from University College London, graduated in '96. And straight out of university, I started working for Credit Suisse in both London, and then I moved to New York, and then moved on to the trading floor. And then I kind of started trading at Generic Trading in Philadelphia in 2005 and a number of prop shops. And now I kind of trade primarily for myself. Just for those of you who are here for the first time, TradeSmart is a trading education business. We focus primarily on teaching you how to read the market professionally and how to run a successful trading business, which you're going to hear about today, including how to develop your own trading plan and strategies which fit your personality and lifestyle. So here's our agenda. We're going to go through, again, every business needs goals. We're going to talk about defining your edge. I'm going to give you a brief introduction into what our edge is at TradeSmart. I'm going to set out the trading framework that you must have in place. There isn't a successful trader in the world that does not use this framework. And I'm going to share with you the process you need to go through step by step. And again, there isn't a successful trader in the world that doesn't follow a process similar to this. I'll go quickly over the question, how we can help you wherever you happen to be in your trading. And I'm going to show you some trading results of my life, of some live trading results, not demo, some real live trading results of some of my traders. And I'm going to show you over the years going back, I think, to 2013, just to show you, and I skipped 2 years, 2013, 15, 17, and then this year, just to show you over the years what people are achieving. So first things first, trading is a business, so treat it as a business. Hobbies cost money. Businesses make money. If you're not yet making money consistent with your trading, you need to listen to this. First things first, every business, you need to have goals, okay? I think there was some research done recently of people that set goals achieve much more in life than people that don't. So the first question you need to ask yourself, and you should ask yourself this question right now, why do you want to trade? Why do you want to trade? And why is that important? Because that's going to give you a big picture reason for what you're doing. Now, let me ask you a question. Do you really know why you want to trade? Very important. And guess what? To make money is not a good enough reason. There's many things you can do to make money. Trading's one of them. But that is not a strong enough reason why you should be trading. For me, I love solving puzzles. So for me, trading is like solving one big puzzle and getting paid to do that. And I do that on a day-to-day basis. I've had a good run recently. I haven't had a losing trade now in 2 weeks. I've had break-even trade or slight scrapes, slight losses. I don't call losing $2 or $3 on a trade a loss. It's a break-even. But so it's been quite a nice run. But I do go through periods where I have losing streaks as well, just like all of you. And it's how you deal with the losing streaks that happen. They're going to happen. You're going to go through periods of time statistically when you're going to have 3, 4, 5, 6 losing trades in a row. How do you deal with it? So important to set goals. Okay, think about it. If you want, type in the chat area what your goals are, why you want to trade, then please do. Why are trading goals important? Because they're going to give you focus and direction. Okay, and they're also going to give you satisfaction when you achieve them. That's going to give you a positive trading experience. I know so many people that gave up because they got so frustrated with not getting the results that they wanted. And in order to get those results, you have to go through the learning curve. And that learning curve, generally, when you're going through the learning curve, you're not making money. You make money, you lose money, but overall, you don't have a positive equity curve. Yeah, your equity curve needs to be going from the bottom left to the top right. It needs to be going up. It does have periods like an uptrend where you go down, but generally over time, you want to be making money consistently. So if you set yourself goals, for example, then even if you're not yet making money, you can feel that you're accomplishing something. You're getting closer to that, becoming a consistently profitable trader. So what are your trading goals? For example, your first goal could be to acquire expertise in reading the market. That may be the first thing you do. And we were talking about that in the trading room today, that I wish when I first started trading that I would have just spent more time watching the successful traders on the trading floor rather than try and do it myself without any experience. To sit with them and watch what they're doing day in and day out, at least for a few months. I didn't do that. I jumped straight into trading. But it would have been more beneficial to watch them and learn from them. You want to set challenging and feasible goals. And you must set goals according to your level of mastery. If you set them too high for where you are at the moment, like you've got $1,000 account and you're aiming to make, $1,000 a week, that's not realistic unless you can make 100% a week. And again, I've got another training session where I talk about how much money you need in order, to make a living out of trading. What size trading account do you need? And again, it's not what you think. Most people start with, they believe that they need more money in their account, but I can show you that there is a certain amount of money that, depending on what you need to make on a month-to-month basis, and depending on your trading results, that's how you decide how much money goes into your trading account, depending on 2 factors: how much money you need to make in a month, and on your trading results. What percentage are you making every month? And then you can decide that percentage of your total trading capital will be what you need to live on. Again, it goes from what your results are. If you can only achieve 1%, say for example, if you can only achieve 1% a year, then, if you want to make $100,000 a year, you need to have a pretty big account. But it's doable if you're consistently making 1% a year. So make sure you set goals according to your level of mastery. Realistic goals lead to a sense of accomplishment and progress. You want to feel that you're going step by step on your trading journey and enjoy the journey, because let me tell you something. When you get to become a successful trader at the end of the journey, when you look back on all the trials and tribulations that you went through, guess what? It was a great growth and learning experience. You learn a lot about yourself. You became a better person in the process. And you're now, for me, able to help other people going through that same journey because you've navigated it and you've come out successful at the other end. And you know what that journey entails, what you need to overcome. Now, everyone goes through a very similar journey. Some people get stuck at different parts of the journey for a longer time. Another very important thing that you need is commitment. How committed are you? Yeah? Are you committed to succeed? Will you invest in an education and training? Try becoming a doctor by reading a book on medicine. Not very likely. You need to get training. You need to get an education. And then you need to go and work with someone. Doctors go through a period of time where they work in a hospital and they do practical training with doctors that are already trained. And they learn on the job. You need to do the same in trading as well. Yeah. So how committed are you? Are you going to do it? Or do you think that you can just read a book over the weekend and just open up a trading account, which is very easy to do, and then start making money consistently Monday morning? Are you going to work on yourself? You're going to uncover all sorts of issues you may have within yourself. And until you iron out those issues, it's going to be very difficult to become a successful trader because you'll find that you're getting in your own way. For those of you who've been trading for some time, you know exactly what I mean. At the beginning, at the outset, when you tell people, hey, to become a trader, to become a successful trader, you need to become a master of yourself. People think, well, what? No, I just need to make money in the markets. I need to buy and sell. There's much more to trading than just buying and selling. You can become successful as a person first, and then you can become successful as a trader. They go hand in hand. And I've found that I've had people that I've trained over the years that may have had difficulties dieting or keeping disciplined, but when they've become successful as a trader, they've had to work on discipline. We're not born with discipline. Discipline is the ability to follow a set of rules. So you have to have a set of rules in order to be disciplined. And then you need to adhere to them. And you can measure how disciplined you are once you've got a set of rules between, how many times did you break the rules today, this week? And you can rate yourself and check yourself. How disciplined are you this week? I'm only 50% disciplined this week. Next week, I'm 80% disciplined. Eventually, you're going to become 100% disciplined. And you'll just do what you need to do. But you'll find a lot of your trading errors will come out of the fact that you're not following your plan or following the rules that you set for yourself. Will you learn from your mistakes and failures? Will you say to yourself, hey, it was my mistakes, not my broker, it's not my education. I was in the, people say, well, I was in the trading room and they took a trade and it didn't work. They lost money. It's that, that wasn't me. Well, you decided to follow the trade. So therefore it was you. Ultimately, you are the one that decides whether to execute a trade or not. No one else. So if that trade doesn't work for whatever reason, it's down to you. Once you realize that it's no one else but you, then you can start working on yourself. If it's something external to you, then guess what? There's nothing I can do about it. It's not in my hands. You won't be able to improve. Will you do whatever it takes? Are you starting out this journey to become a successful trader and you're going to do whatever it takes and never give up? I was having this conversation with someone the other day and they came out with a beautiful quote. They said, it's going to be okay in the end. And if it's not yet okay, guess what? It's not the end. Yeah, you'll get there in the end if you're committed to succeeding and you do what you need to do in order to succeed. So this is the first thing that you need in order to succeed. You need to define your edge. What is an edge? An edge is an advantage over others. So what exactly is a technical edge in the market? When people say they have a technical edge, what does that mean? That means when you look at the charts, you recognize when the odds in the market are in your favor. That means a certain setup or scenario is happening in the market that you've recognized and you know how to trade it, and you can make money consistently over time trading it, not on every single trade, but over time. Always ask yourself the question, especially if you're a beginning trader, who is on the other side of your trade? If I'm buying, someone must be selling to me. If I'm consistently losing, then it must be a consistently winning trader on the other side of my trades. What am I doing wrong? If it's not working for me, I need to ask myself, what am I doing wrong? How do I improve? Learn from every single trade you make. That's how I got to where I am now. The market taught me once I had a framework in place for reading the market. The market is going to be your biggest teacher, and that's called experience. You can learn the basics when you get into a car for the first time, but experience driving on the roads and in different weather conditions comes by doing it and experiencing it. But you need to have the basics down before you can get in the car and drive. Experience comes with time and learning different situations, different scenarios, how to navigate them. So let me ask you, do you know what your edge is? Okay, let me ask you, just type yes or no in the chat area now, and we can see, I could put a survey actually, but let's just type directly in the chat room, yes or no, whether you have an edge or not. Do you know exactly what your edge is? And we're going to jump in the charts soon as well. We're going to cover a lot of ground today. Okay, there's a lot that I want to cover with you, and you're going to walk away with something that is going to hopefully change the way you look at trading forevermore and give you what you need in order to get on track. So let me tell you this. Okay, Anthony, Desi. That's a very good question, Peter. I want to highlight, if we are looking at the same data, info, or chart, how do we have an edge over others? Because guess what? Say, for example, you're a dermatologist, yeah? And someone else isn't. So a dermatologist looking at the same skin can see things that the average person can't because they're trained. Does that make sense? So I can see things in the chart and certain over my years of experience that other people don't see. I see a buy when other people see it as a sell. And I can show you examples from today where I'm buying or I'm selling and other people are doing the opposite. I know exactly why I'm doing it. It looks like for the untrained eye like it should be a sell, but it's actually a buy. And we do that in our trading room almost every day. We point those scenarios out, and then you can go, we point them out before they play out, and then you go and see it playing out as we're talking about it. Exactly, most of the time, as we're saying. And then you think, wow, hey, that makes sense. So do you know what your edge is? And this is very, very important, this point. Probably the most important point for you to get to the next stage with your trading. If you don't get beyond this stage, you'll never succeed as a trader. If you cannot clearly explain what your edge is, you do not have one. If you can't tell me, if we get into a conversation together and you say I'm a trader, and I say to you, well, what is your edge in the market? And you go, and you can't tell me exactly what you're doing and why it should work, then you don't have an edge. And you should not be trading because you won't be making money over time. I can almost guarantee that. If anyone doesn't know exactly what they're doing, and I think that's the biggest reason why people fail as a trader, because they don't know how to trade. It's much the same if you get in a car and try to drive the car without knowing what you're doing, you're probably going to crash the car, or you might not even get it started. So if you don't know what is involved in being a trader or becoming a successful trader, then you don't know what you should be doing. And it's way beyond buying and selling. There's much more. That's part of it. That's a small part of it. But a lot of the work's done before the market's even open. And after the market's closed, going over your trades, for example, or preparing to trade. So guess what? If you do not have an edge, do not trade, okay? Do me one thing. If this is the only thing you take away from this training, if you do not have an edge, Don't trade until you have an edge and you can tell me or yourself exactly what that edge is and why that should work and why you should make money over time doing exactly what you're doing in the market. Okay, you've got an edge. Have you proven your edge? You may have an edge. You may say, hey, I'm going to buy moves down to support or demand. Have you proven that that actually works for you? How do you prove it? Well, this is what I share in the training, how to run a trading business. We'll show you exactly how to do that. The process, the step-by-step process you go through in order to prove that your edge works. What does that mean? Does your edge have a positive expectancy? That means that you will make money over time trading that. For example, if you're a salesman or saleswoman and you have to make 100 phone calls to get 99 rejections and one sale, and that one sale makes you $100,000, then your expectancy is $1,000. You make $1,000 per phone call. Even though they say no, 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 over 100 phone calls, you make $100,000. Divide that by the number of phone calls, 100, that's 1,000. So even though they turn and they say to you, no, we don't want it. No, we don't want it. No, we don't want it. 1 in 100 say yes, bingo, you've got a positive expectancy. That's how you should view trading as well. Most people view it, a losing trade, as being rejected. I was wrong. I'm no good. I'm losing money. Everyone, my family told me that I'm gambling. It's not working for me. I should go and get a real job. Yeah, that's what you hear from people. And then you start to believe it because you don't seem to be getting the results yourself. 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, you're still not making money. You're losing money, consistently losing money. So you need to know if your edge has a positive expectancy. How do you do that? Now, say you've got an edge with a positive expectancy. You've proven it. You've back tested it, forward tested it. You've tested it on an account with a small amount of risk. The problem is this. Can you successfully trade your edge? Just because someone else can walk the tightrope between one peak and another doesn't mean you can do it. It works for the people that can do it, but does it work for you? It can be done, but can you do it? Does it fit your personality? Can you buy a stock, for example, and swing trade? That means you have to sit through pullbacks when you're up, say $1,000, and then you watch it go down 900, 800, 700, 600, and then it turns around again. Can you sit through being up $1,000 and now you're up, say $500 in order to get the next leg up of the move? Can you do that? Or can you load up big size for small moves with a small stop? Are you a scalper? What fits your personality? Do you want to be sitting and watching the market all day long? Or do you want to be in and out in 1 hour and be done? It depends what you want. But you have to prove that you can trade it. It may work for someone else, but does it work for you? I work with almost every one of my traders, and we develop a trading plan that's proven to have a positive expectancy. At the end of our one-on-one training, you have a plan in your hand with a strategy in it that's proven to work over time. All you have to do is trade it. So let me I'll give you a very brief introduction to the TradeSmart edge, to what is my edge as a trader. So there's primarily three things. I look at supply and demand. I'm able to identify where supply and demand is in the market. That's primarily where there's unfilled orders on the buy side or sell side. Where are they sitting in the market? And the market inevitably moves between those areas. But I'm also able to know the current price direction. Again, you won't find this in any book on technical analysis. Price direction you won't find anywhere. When I look at a chart, I know instantaneously if price is moving up or down on any time frame. I'm also able to read the trend. Now, there's many people that will tell you, hey, it's an uptrend, but I want to know exactly when the trend begins and when the trend ends. If you can't tell me what trend we're in at any moment in time in any market, then you don't know how to read the trend. You need to know exactly when a trend's established and exactly when a trend's broken. You need to know how to reconcile trends on multiple time frames, which comes on to the last point, multiple time frame analysis. How do you reconcile a trend on the daily charts, the daily uptrend, with an hourly downtrend? How do you work the two together? What trend are you in? Remember, a pullback, a move down on the daily chart may be an hourly downtrend. How do you reconcile them? How do you trade them? And remember, if we look at price direction, for example, you may be in an uptrend, but price is currently moving down. Wouldn't it be good to get in when the price changes from moving down to up in an area of demand? And maybe the smaller time frame trend ends. Wouldn't that be a good thing? If you could read that, then you know how to read the market. This is price. This is all I need to trade. I don't need any indicators. I just need the Japanese candlestick charts, and that's it. And if you look at my charts, you'll see there's one indicator, CCI. That's used for one type of trading, for trading bases, for understanding when a base is about to break out, which way, if a base is going to shake out, is going to be a false, a bull trap or a bear trap scenario, and it helps me trade those. I don't need it, but it's a tool that can help me make the decision a higher probability decision. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at the live markets now and just show you from today a few things. And then we're going to jump into the trading framework and the process. So let's jump in. We talked about the trading edge. Let's have a look at some charts here. So you can see this is the euro dollar, and you can see this is a demand zone. This is probably where price is going down to, and that's what we've talked about for a long time. You can see these are multiple time frames. This is a monthly chart, weekly, daily, 4 hour, 1 hour, 15, and 5. And let's go to a trade that we did today. Now, if you look at the dollar Swiss, the Swissy, you can see if we start on the weekly chart, we can see that we're down in demand, and we can see we started to move up this week. But there's one thing I'm going to show you here as well. If you know how to read trend, we're moving downtrend. But where did the trend end? The trend ended when this bar closed. That's the end of the downtrend. And look what happened 2 days after the downtrend end on the daily chart. 1 day, 2 days up, today up. I took a long trade today on the dollar Swiss. Where did I take it? I dropped down to an hourly chart, and I waited for price to come down to my demand zone over here that I knew ahead of time. I waited for the direction to change from down to up, and I entered here with a stop below here, and the target, I'm looking for it to break here and go up. Why? Because that's what trends generally do. When the trend breaks and we make a higher low here, I expect a higher high above the previous pivot high, which is here. It may take another few days to do that. Now, there could be a reason why it fails as well, because we've broken the uptrend on the monthly chart over here. We've gone below a pivot low. Now, let me show you one other, and we can look at let's look at the E-minis. Okay, again, I was on the timing research show a week Monday. The market was down here a week ago on Monday. I said we're probably going to bounce it, and if we bounce and go above the 2,800 area, which is our first line of defense on the sell side, it's probably going higher. And after that, what do we get? 1, 2, 3 days, big days up. And some of my traders captured 100-point moves on the S&P. Down here to up here. Now we're sitting close to supply. If you understand the trend, this is a move that moved down below a pivot here. So the move up may be sellable when it hits supply again. You can see it's struggling here. We're going sideways. Why? Because this is a very bullish move, and it moved also from a demand level here once you know how to do that. So you can see this works. If you go back, you can go to my website and watch the show when I was talking before it played out, saying it may bounce from here, And I'll show you how to do that later on. Okay, so that's a little bit of an example of how I trade every single day. And you're welcome to come and join us in our live trading room and see how we do it. So we've had a little look at the live markets. Now, what I want to do now is share with you, it doesn't matter how you trade. That's my edge. There's many different edges in the market. That's not the only way to do it, but that's it. For me, it's the cleanest, purest way is pure price action. Don't need any indicators. You just need to understand price. When you get good at it, you can almost feel the market. You get into the zone and you can feel the market moving. As one of my traders said Farah said in our room today, you know, like you seem to know what the market's going to do before it does it. I have a good set intuition in the market. When I'm in the zone, I can almost feel the market before it plays out because I've seen it over 15 years of trading day in and day out. I've seen every single scenario market can do many times. So when I notice a scenario in the market, I've seen it before. Not exactly, but similar. So I know roughly what happens. I know, 10 times before I got tricked in this scenario. So I'm not going to buy, I'm going to actually sell it in this scenario. So I've got strategies that I've written on failures by noticing my failing trades and then doing the exact opposite and making a strategy out of it. Instead of buying the breakout, I sell the breakout. And I call it a bull trap scenario, but it has to exhibit certain characteristics that I know exactly what. And when that sets up in the market, I know exactly what it looks like. I know exactly what my success rate is. It is very, very high. Most of those trades, like 90% going to work. 9 out of 10 trades are going to work. I know that from all our trades I've done over the years, doing exactly that. So when something sets up, I say, hey, this is that. I recognize it and I know how to trade it. I know exactly what I'm doing before I even take the trade because I've done it before many times. So what's a trading framework? What do you need to have in order to... Without this is one of the first questions I ask to anyone who comes to me for mentoring, for coaching. The first question I ask is, do you have a trading plan? It's impossible to succeed as a trader without a trading plan. I don't know anyone in the world who's successful as a trader who does not have a trading plan. In that trading plan, you need to have money management rules, risk management rules, and you need to have trading strategies, at least one strategy. Don't have 50 strategies. Start with one. Keep small. Become a specialist in one thing. Become the expert. Each of my traders is an expert in different things. I have one trader who's an expert in buying and selling, supply and demand on the 1 hour chart using the 5 minute to enter. I've got one who's an expert in scalping on the 1 minute chart. I've got one who's an expert swing trader on the daily chart. I've got people that are experts at playing trends or changing trends. Everyone's got their speciality, but we're all working within the same framework of reading the market. And we're all doing this. Another thing that you need to have is a trading log. You need to log every single trade you do. Now, your broker's reports is not good enough because the broker doesn't know what strategy you're trading and what errors you made, or how you manage the trade. You may have different management policies for different trades. You may have a few different management policies as you get closer to the target. You may start trailing as you get 80% to the target, and you may be having a wider stop when you start the trade and you start tightening up as you get close. There's many different things you can do. And another important thing that you need to have in your trading framework is a trading journal. You need to journal yourself. That doesn't mean that's not your trading log. Your trading log is your entries, exits, and what strategy you're doing and anything else like that. The trading journal is a journal of you as a trader. What were you thinking? What were you feeling when you took the trade, during the trade, after the trade? Why did you make that decision? What was it based on? Write it down. You'll learn a tremendous amount about yourself as a trader if you do that. Why did you get out of the trade before it hit the target, before it hit the stop, and then watch it go on to the target without you? Why did you get in too big a size when you're meant to be risking $100 and suddenly you're risking $1,000 because you think that this is a trade that's going to make all your money back, and it doesn't, it loses? Why did you do that? What was going on in your mind? You need to know the actions you make, what caused them, so that if there's a mistake there, you can fix it. Otherwise, you're going to keep doing the same thing again and again without knowing what on earth you're doing and what's going wrong, and you won't be able to fix it. It will play out again and again. You'll be 10 years trading with 1 year trading experience because you repeat the same thing like Groundhog Day again and again. You don't improve because you don't know what you're doing wrong. You have no way of grasping that because you don't track it. So this is a framework you need to have in place. The next thing you need to do, you've got a framework. What do you do with it? What's the process you go through on a day by day, week by week, hour by hour basis, month by month, year by year? What do you do? What do successful traders do? How did you get there? So this is a process you need to go through. You need to have routines that you go through. You need to prepare before you trade. There's 2 parts to the preparation. You need to ask yourself this question: am I ready to trade? Don't try and place a trade if your wife's waiting or your husband's waiting to go out and you've got 3 minutes. That's not the right, or your kids are kind of jumping in or out, or the dog's jumping on your keyboard. I don't know, whatever it is. Or you're just about to take off and you've got shady Wi-Fi on the plane or on a train. That's not a good idea. Yeah. Are you ready to trade? Have you gone through whatever routines you need? I go through a routine every single morning. I go to the gym or I go swimming. I go through a whole routine before I sit down at my screen. I'm ready hours before. I go through a routine that takes a few hours. You know, time in the gym, time in the swimming, eating, doing some studying, nothing to do with trading, something else every day. And then I sit down to trade. Am I ready? I'm ready to trade when I sit down. But the next thing you need to ask yourself is the market ready? I'm ready to trade, but the market's going nowhere. So there's nothing to do. What do most people do? They try and make something out of the market because they feel that they need to trade. I remember in the beginning when, I have one of the most supportive wives I could ever wish for. When I was starting trading, I used to come back from the trading floor. And my wife used to say to me, Simon, she goes, how was your day? And I say, I lost $1,000 today. And she used to look at me, she goes, wow, that's great, wonderful. And I'm like, you're crazy. What do you mean? I was feeling down and out. I had a bad day, And she was going, that's great, wonderful. Every day she encouraged me. She said, that's great. If it was my mother, she'd say, go and get a real job. But my wife was supportive the whole way. She realized that those mistakes were planting the seeds for success and that you had to lose in order to win. You had to make those mistakes. So she was fine. She knew better than I did. I was hoping to be successful right from the beginning. But it took time. And at times it was very painful, the journey, where you keep getting in your own way and you can't get out of your own way. You keep tripping yourself up and you do the same mistake again and again. And then you need to break out of that and you don't know how until you figure it out. That's what a lot of people go through. And it's hard work. Sometimes you need a coach to help you get through the learning curve to bring the best out in yourself. Some of the most successful people in whatever they do, like tennis players or chess players or whatever, they have coaches. Even though they're successful, they may be more successful than the coach, but the coach is able to bring out the best in them. So you need 2 things. You need to make sure if you're not ready or the market's not ready or either of them, you need both of them in order to trade. Either of them is not there, do not trade. And you need patience and discipline. Patience means waiting for the market to show you your edge. Beginning traders look for their trade. They're looking, searching. Successful traders wait for the market to come to them. Yes, Ed, Ed's saying you have a very good wife. I have an amazing wife. She's been incredibly supportive. And it wasn't easy, the process of becoming a successful trader. It wasn't all hunky-dory the whole way, It was very tough at the beginning. The first few years were very tough. But you need patience. You need to wait for the market to show you your edge. I remember asking, how do you know when the market's set up? If you don't know, then you're not a trader yet, yeah? You're learning how to trade. Once you're a trader and a successful trader, you know what it looks like. You just wait for the market to show you exactly what you want to see. And it jumps out and the market says to you, I'm here. That's my trade. Here's your trade. The market shows you your trade. You don't have to go searching for it. At the beginning, yes. But when you become successful, it finds you. It's a very interesting thing. And you'll notice, if you remember this in years to come, when you become successful traders, you'll remember that I said this, and you'll look back on your development as a trader and you'll say, wow, Simon was right. And all the journey that you went through, all the difficulties you went through to get there, you'll look back and you'll feel very proud that you succeeded. Remember, you don't want to follow the crowd. The crowd as traders are not successful. I think it's over 90% of people starting out trading do not succeed. I think there's a 90-90-90 rule. I think 90% of traders use 90% of the capital within the first 90 days of opening their account, or something like that, whatever the statistics are. You can go and actually have a look at brokers. You can ask the brokers how many of the people opening accounts lose all their money in the first, or 90% of the money in the first 90 days. The statistics are available. The brokers have to report to the regulatory, or the ones that are regulated, to the regulatory authorities, these types of statistics. So it's true. That's what actually happens. But you don't want to be one of those. So remember, success in many things in life is doing what the majority of people are not willing to do. You know, I remember my wife telling me a story when she started a school, and it was set up by two very wealthy people. A husband and wife set up a school. And every morning my wife said to me that the woman who helped set up the school, multimillionaire, yeah, very, very wealthy people, she was in the bathrooms cleaning them every single morning for the girls. She's willing to do what the majority of unsuccessful people are not willing to do. That's just one example. So are you willing to do this process, to go through what you need to do? It's actually a lot of fun once you start doing it. It might seem tedious to some of you, but I can assure you, if you want to be successful, there's no other way to do it. You have to do this. And another thing you need is you need to have your psychology and emotions in play in the right way. Now, again, I've got I could talk about this for 10 hours straight or more. I could speak probably for a whole week straight, or however long you give me, yeah, about psychology and emotions, what they have to do with trading. But one thing I can say is, if you learn how to do it the right way, and you understand and you're confident and you get the results with what you're doing, then what have you got to be nervous about? If you know you're going to make money over 100 trades every single time, you've proven it and you do it, does it matter if you have a few losing trades? And if you know ahead of a time that your batting average is 50%, that means 50% of your trades, half of them are going to be losers. So when you get a few losing trades, how does that affect you? It shouldn't affect you at all, because you're following a winning system. So the psychology and emotions are there when you don't know what you're doing and you don't know what your results are over time. But there are also issues to do with how you deal with money. Losing money, being wrong. And as a trader, you know, if you have a losing trade, it means you were wrong. We as human beings don't like being wrong. We don't like losing money. How do you deal with it? So again, in order to make money as a trader, I tell this to all my traders, you have to learn how to lose money in the right way. Losing money as part of a winning system is not losing. Much the same as having a person on the telephone saying, I don't want what you're offering me, until you get the 100th person who says yes. That's not a loss. That's one step closer to a win. Or it's part of the winning system. So you have to go through that. Do you feel dejected and rejected when the person at the end of the phone says no or just hangs up on you? No, because you know you have to keep going in order to get the success. You need to be able to measure your progress. You need to know, are you getting better today than you were yesterday? What do you need to work on? And how are you going to approach it? So let me share with you an example. And you can do exactly this with your trading every single day. You need to prepare yourself to trade. Do whatever you want to prepare. Some people maybe meditation. I've tried many different things. For me, exercising in the morning is the best thing. Having a good breakfast and doing some other studying, learning, nothing to do with trading, and then coming into it. Analyze the markets to trade with a view to finding trading opportunities. Is the market setting up right today? Is it going to be a choppy day? Is it going to be direction? What's likely to happen? Have a game plan. Is there a game plan today? Wait for the market to show you a trading opportunity. The market's showing you in your trading plan, you know, hey, that looks like remember, this is part of this over here is part of the framework. Take the trade. Take a picture of the trade entry, because that's where you made the decision. Write an entry in your trading journal. What you're thinking, what you're feeling. Manage the trade according to your trading plan. The rules are there. Your job is just to follow them. Take a picture of the trade when you finish the trade. Take a picture of what happened next, so you know if the market carried on moving, you may have got out too soon. Enter the trade in your trading log. Write an entry in your trading journal. This is what you can do to succeed as a trader. You've got the framework, trading log, trading plan, trading log, trading journal. Here's the process. So these are the things that you can start to put in practice immediately in order to help you become successful in what you're doing as a trader. It doesn't matter what you're trading, doesn't matter what or how you're trading. You have to define your edge first and foremost. And you have to prove it works, and then you have to put it into practice. You have to do it. So how can we help you? So we can teach you how to read the market professionally. Yeah, we have a course called How to Read the Market Professionally. If you want to learn how to read price action alone and understand whether you should be a buyer and seller, what the levels are, when the market changes trend, that's the course for you to start with. You can join our live trading room. We run every day. Sunday, we have a weekly preparation session all the way through we trade Monday to Thursday. And we start at 7:30 a.m. Eastern time. So you can join our weekly prep session by itself if you want. And again, it's a recording of our session where we set up our supply demand zones and we have a game plan for the week. We can do coaching and mentoring. At the moment, it's one-on-one. I'm thinking in the future, as there's more demand and I don't have time to mentor everyone on a one-to-one basis, maybe we'll start doing group coaching sessions. And we can teach you what I've shared with you today, but in much more detail, how to run a successful trading business in detail. What goes into your trading? How do you build your trading plan? How do you test your trading strategy? What steps do you go through? Again, step by step to develop a strategy, to test it and prove it, and then to deploy it in the live market. How do you do that? Again, you need to know how to do that in order to become a successful trader. If you don't know how to do that, you're missing something. So let me show you some live trading results of some of my traders. And again, this is going back, if you look at the date, this is going back to 2013. This is one of my traders who actually hit the ground running. This is his first month. He did that for the first 2 months. And you can see he's risking, I think it should be around $15 to $25 per trade. And you can see he made, this is in, I think 1 month. Is it 1 month? Yeah, 1 month. This is in January 2013. He started trading live. This is live. And he's small size. You can see his average win is almost 3 to 1. And he's getting it right almost 2/3 of the time. And this is how much money he made. And you can see he's writing comments. This is his trading. So you can see he makes mistakes. Didn't follow plan. Follow plan. Close to bottom, trying to catch the turn. Yeah, follow plan, waited all weekend. Was up, didn't sell, broke, then broke even. Big mistake. He wanted more than the trade would give him. He should have got out. Yeah. So here's another example. This is as I said, this is 2015, 2 years later. This is an example of a trader who traded quite large volume. Look at the volume. He's traded $54 million worth of on a relatively small account. He started with $10,000. Look how much he paid in commissions. But he made almost 100% profit. And this is in, I think, 1 month as well. This is in 2015. Yep. And you can see what he did. At the end of that month, he withdrew his profits, most of them. This is what he made profits net. So net profits was like almost over 50%. Yeah. But gross profits were almost 100%. And this is what he withdrew his profits. Okay, so this is, this is exceptional trading, and this is what you can do, not what everyone can do, but it's possible. Just to know it's possible, that's a good thing. Let me show you another trader. This is a trader. This is an incredible trader, and there's a lovely story about this trader. This is 2017, okay, 2 years ago. And this is his, now he's risking $10 a trade, but he's going for small risk, massive wins. And you can see, look, he's hitting here 18 times his risk. He's making 118.4% on that one trade. He loses 10% around about, and not 10%, 1%, which is $10. And he's making, so he's made 47%. And this is in, I think is over, looks like in a week, just over a week, maybe a month, something like that. You can see the dates here. Okay, this is his real account. Okay, and let me show you another trader, and this trader is probably in this session now. And this is what she did the last week of May this year, 2019. And she's risking $25 per trade. She's not there yet, but she's on her way, but she's doing weeks when she's making 4 times her risk. And even though half her trades are losers, her average winner is bigger, and this is a good week. This is in 1 week. So let me share with you what we discussed today. I want to share with you how to take the next step. This is what we've discussed. We've discussed how to define your goals, how to uncover your edge. I've showed you my edge. You have to figure out your edge. If you want to make your edge from the framework of reading the market and make it yours, that's the best thing to do. I have some traders that are doing really, really well. And again, if you've been before, you've heard some of these traders. One of them got inundated with phone calls that she told me that she didn't want me to mention her anymore, so I'm not. But there's one trader that turned $10,000 into $50,000. And again, this is more the exception than the rule. This is not what everyone does. This is an exceptional trader in 6 months. I think 6 months, yeah, something like that. And she's doing now an average of something $10,000 to $20,000 on a $50,000 account every single month. We've talked about the trading framework and the correct trading process, step by step, what you need to go through. Again, we haven't covered it in great detail, and this is what I'm going to share with you here. As a trader, you're a business owner. And as a business owner, there are things that you need to know. I want to help you discover everything you need to know. So, how to run a trading business. This course is designed to help you discover all you need to know as a trading business owner. Now, I'm going to go very quickly over it, but I'm going to show you inside the members area what you get, okay? So you're going to get the first session, which is going to go through in more detail about goals, tools of the trade, and trading strategies. How do you develop your own trading strategy that we talked about before? How do you go about doing it? Again, you want to develop your own trading strategy. That's based on your edge. You can base it on someone else's, but it has to become yours in order for you to succeed trading it. We go into great detail, whole session on the trading framework. What goes into that? How do you do it? Trading process. How do you do a follow-up? Once you've gone through that process, how do you follow up and review in a systematic way so you know what you need to work on and how you should approach that? And your performance statistics. What does that show you about your trading? What can you learn about that? What do you need? And again, you need to do this in order to become a successful trader. We go through very important, the 3 managements: money management, risk management, and trade management. They're not the same, they're different. And you need to know these things in great detail in order. And again, trade management could make the difference between making money on a trade and losing money on the trade on exactly the same trade. You could have 10 people that take exactly the same trading idea, and one makes a lot of money, one loses money, and there's everywhere in between. And then we talk about trading psychology, a whole session on trading psychology. Again, we talk over, and I think it's like an hour and a half on that. If you have issues, how do you deal with them? What approaches are there? And again, you'll find during this session, you'll learn about issues that you may have and the solution to that. How do you deal with it? So let me share with you what people are saying about this training. So Markus, Simon is probably one of the best coaches out there with a heartfelt passion for coaching and a real understanding of how the market works. He helps you view everything in a new way. The way he teaches is also really good, and he goes through it until you understand. I can honestly say that I've gotten more out of this training than I expected. So with this knowledge, you're going to be able to run a successful trading business. You're going to be able to develop as a trader within a proven framework. You're going to be able to create, test, and deploy your own trading strategies, easily track your performance, manage your risk, and much, much more. So if you frame your trading as a business, this is going to help you cope with losses and manage your trading as it should be managed. Every business has expenses, okay? So you need to know losses are an expense of doing business of a trader. So much, the same as commissions and the like. Again, commissions are much lower. When I first started, commissions were high. I had to pay for data feeds. I had to pay for platform feeds. A lot of things that you don't need to pay for now. You do have to pay for them, but they're hidden inside the cost of whatever, the spread or the commission. But they're much lower than what they used to be when I started 15 years ago. Learning to trade with Simon has been both very professional and an enjoyable experience. Simon has a unique combination of expertise in the trading field, along with a love of sharing knowledge and interacting with people. Simon doesn't only show you the ropes, he will design a method of trading that is tailored for you and will guide and coach you well after you have learned to trade. What I thought would be somewhat a boring activity now has become an exciting endeavor, which will not only challenge you, but may very well transform you into a different person. So this is what you're going to get in the course. I'm going to show you inside, so stay with me. And again, it's going to be a very special offer that you'll see as we cover it for a certain number of people. It's 5 sessions, or about 1.5 hours each. It's on demand. You can watch it immediately and as many times as you want. Okay, until you get it. Some people watch it. I've had people that watch it 50 times until they get it. One of my best traders watched one of the training sessions 50 times and it completely changed them. They saw things differently every time. They understood it and deeper. As they changed and grew, the information spoke to them in different ways. You can watch it at your own pace, again, whenever you want. And you get support. You can email me any follow-up questions. If you're in the trading room, you can ask the questions. You can ask questions and I'm going to share with you how you can do both. So let me share with you this. So if you join now, the regular price for this training, let me just put it out into, let me put the offer out, let me find it, how to run a trading business. You should see it popping up on the side. Now, you'll see there's available units, 10. I'm going to explain to you, you should see it on the side, so click on it so you can go to it, and I'll share with you what you need to do in a second. The regular price is $4,997. Deadline's this Friday. If this is for you, go for it, okay? It may be the best training that you've ever done. And again, there's not many people covering this part of trading. You're going to get $1,000 off. So it's $3,997, but there's more. And let me share with you this. That's the link. And again, Mike's probably putting the link in the room now. And you can also get it from, I'm going to show you the whole process of what you need to go through. So the deadline's Friday, June the 14th. Again, so you've got time to think about it. Again, don't rush into it. If this is for you, you know it's for you, go for it, okay? You need to put the coupon code, and I'll show you how to do it, 1,000 off at the checkout. And then you'll see it will take off $1,000. And then once you're in, you get immediate access. You'll get an email sent to you with your username and password into the membership area. I'm going to show you that. But I'm going to do, especially for this presentation, and again, I'll know who you are. The first 10 people are going to get access to the live trading room, which includes the weekly preparation session for 3 months. And we usually charge $497 a month. So it's $1,491 for free. So that's only for the first 10 people to sign up before the deadline. Okay, so this is what you get. You get how to run a trading business, which was what we just covered. It's $4,997. 3 months in the live trading room for the first 10 people. That's $1,491. So the total is $6,488. And today you pay $3,997. So what I'm going to do is show you the checkout process now. And I'll just pull this up. Okay, so you can go to my website, TradeSmartForex.com. You'll see over here, it's under education and training. If you want to get to the link, it's how to run a trading business. So when you click on that, it brings you to the checkout. You can see where the deadlines, you've got 2 days, 9 hours, or whatever till the deadline. And you can read a bit more about it here if you want. And again, it's what we covered. I'm going to show you inside. And then you click on Buy Now. And you've got another Buy Now button at the bottom over here. And you can see what the sessions are. So when you click on the Buy Now, it brings you to the checkout page. And this is what it looks like, yeah? So you fill out your details in here. I use PayPal as my credit card processing or payment processing system. But you type in the coupon code over here. If you type 1,000 off, and then you click Apply. And then you can see it's taken $1,000 off, and that's it. And again, the first 10 people will get 3 months in the live trading as well. So let me show you how you get in. So you can get in through, you'll get an email sent with your login instructions, and you'll have a link in the email to the membership area as well. But you can also get it through here, through members here, or you can click on this button here on the front page. So when you click on that, it brings you to this. And you may need to log in over here. You can log out, log in with the username and password you get in emailed, yeah? So if you access to the trading room, then you can get in here. You click on Access Now and learn how to trade professionally. The how to run a trading business is in here. So you click Access Now, it brings you to this. And how to run a trading business is these 5 sessions here. How to read the market professionally is not what's on offer now, but this is also 5 sessions. And this is the complete training online, yeah? So how to run a trading business, for example, if you want to go into create your own trading strategy, you click here and you'll see session 1. How to run a trading business, session 1. So you can click that. And this is now an hour and 45 minutes. Again, this was given live and it was recorded. It was done in 2016, you can see. But you can go through and it will teach you how to, again, a lot of what we've covered, but in much more detail. And we go even to the how to build a strategy. Okay? And other parts of the training, for example, trading psychology. Let's show you a quick in there. So you can see this is now on 15 minutes or whatever, and we'll just click somewhere in here. And again, we're talking about fear and greed and various other things. And you'll learn a tremendous amount. This is probably some of the best training out there on this part of trading. So let me show you. So that's how you get into the membership area. And again, let me show you also the trading room. If you click, if you're one of those 10 people to get access to the trading room, then you'll click Access Now. And you see over here, you've got the live trading room. So you click here and you can register and you'll see the weekly schedule. Yeah. And then you just click here, register, and then click here at the time of the session, and it goes straight into the trading room, much similar to what we're doing now. You can also, every session's recorded, so today's session you'll see here. If you miss it, you can watch it. You can see and learn what we do. Yeah, so this should be today's session. There you go. So this is today's session. And we've also got a weekly preparation session here. And we do this on Sunday. So this is this week. So you can see we talk about what's likely to happen in the market, what you should be watching. And then you'll see the market plays out most weeks exactly as we kind of plan ahead of time. And you've got the previous one as well. Okay. So that's basically everything. And so that's the checkout process. So let me ask you guys if you have any questions. If you have them, feel free to type them in the room now. I'll be happy to answer any questions, and we'll go on for another few minutes. Looking at the prat area. Thanks, Tessie. Thanks, Ed. There will be a recording. Watch your email. I'll send one out as soon as it's kind of, as soon as we finish. It will probably take about kind of an hour, 2 hours. It takes time to kind of upload it, download it, and that sort of thing. Okay, any questions? Let me put a quick poll out. I think I've got one here. Here, so let me publish this. Boom. So you can see a poll here. Will this knowledge help you with your trading? So just feel free to click on that. Yes, no. Again, this is some of the information I wish I would have had at the beginning. Okay, thank you very much, all those who have answered. You can see. Okay, and let me see if I can do another one. So if you're interested in this, and this is something that you feel is going to help you with your trading, then just go for it. Because, you know, as I said before, this may be what you need. If it's not worked for you, what you're doing so far, then this may be what you're missing. Okay, thank you, Anthony. Thanks, Jesse. And again, what I'd like to do is thank you. Remember, the most precious commodity in life is not money. Money comes and goes. The most precious thing in life is time. If I can help you shave years off your learning, the learning curve to become a successful trader, then that's worth a tremendous amount, way more than the cost of this training. Just think about that. Time is the most precious thing in life. It goes and it doesn't come back again. So if you spent your time here, I appreciate that. And I appreciate each one of you for spending time here. And I hope that I delivered something that will help you save that time at least 10 times over going forward. And I believe that if you do the training, it may even save years of pain and suffering with your trading, especially if you actually put it into practice. Yeah, you're welcome, Farah. Okay, so thank you very much, everyone, for joining. And for those of you who are going to join, you can join immediately, and I'll give you access straight away. You can come and join our live trading room tomorrow. Okay, thank you very much, everyone. Thanks, Mike. And looking forward to working with you soon. Thanks a lot, everyone.